it's still very unfortunate that you cannot, without root permission, you cannot move everything in the app, like the games, your gameplay, the scores, the achievements you have in a game. You can't move all of them to another phone in Android because Google has not given a central mandatory way for all Android OEM to start doing that. But that's why we still root in 2023. With root, one single app like Migrate can move everything, app data, game records, scores, progress in your game, will move it to another phone without any stress. But you have to be rooted. So let's jump into it right away. In this phone now, I just have few apps. I actually have installed 3 user apps in this phone. So the other one is just the one it came with. So that's all. So what I'm going to do now is to move my 151 apps from my Android 12 that I'm using to this Android 13 custom ROM using an app called Migrate, and it requires root. So if you're not rooted, this is not for you. So with Migrate, you can make backup of all your user data, app permissions, and I'm doing this on Android 12. But mind you that any of this backup will not back up your local folders, so you have to copy your local folders, from your phone to your laptop, even the backup you're making from here. You can actually make this all apps backup from TWRP recovery, but it could be technical if you're moving to a higher Android version. So right now, this is me making all the backups, copying it to my PC, and the backup is done. I'm going to copy this one to the PC as a backup again, and I'm going to flash this, go to Android 13 and restore it back. So this is Android 13. You have to install Magics. That is root. That's why we still root in 2023, because without this, you won't be able to restore. Now we're going to go to Play Store and download Migrate Flasher. There are 2 apps we're going to download here. The first one is Migrate Flasher that will flash your backup zip. Oh, this was tested in Android 10, so there might be danger here, but I'm still going to use it. That's one of the best that's around for Android. I feel that Google is trying to phase out rooting, so that's the rooting. You're going to grant it super user permission. And there are some warning because I'm putting this on Android 13. But I'm going to flash the zip anyway, so I made a backup of all this on my Android 12, so that's heavy, almost 20 gig of app data. So now I'm going to select the one. So in this thing, you can give the option to choose the app you're going to flash or not. So you can, select the ones you want, but normally I do select all, and then maybe can remove 1 or 2 that I want to flash, again. So when that is done, I'll move to next, and then I'll do the Migrate flashing. And it's going to flash. So the good thing about this is that you can actually select the app you're going to restore even after you have done the flashing. So when the flashing is done here, I'm going to go and now install Migrate Helper. So there are 2 Migrate apps you're going to use for this. The one is Flasher, Migrate Helper, and then actually Migrate is the one to do the backup. So there are 3 altogether. So this one was tested on Android 12. Not on Android 13, but I'm still going to go ahead and try it. That's just the only, give it root access. That's just the only solution we have, for restoring every app you see, app permission, app user data, and the APK, everything. It is. So we're going to start the restoration. And then it's just going to go on and restore. You can actually choose to restore all or pick the ones you're going to restore. So that's the important thing now. So we've restored this now. Let's go and check out and see all my apps are back. So I'm going to go try whether to see if this application, whether the app data and everything is still here. And I'm going to do it with Call of Duty Mobile, one of my favorite games. So I really want all my progress to be here. I don't want to start again and start building my progress and all the hardwares that I've gotten. Yeah. So we're gonna turn it on. Of course, there will be some updates, some things. So we're gonna check to see whether everything is there. It's not giving us a new welcome. So that means that all my user data on this app is intact. Whoa! Okay, you've seen it. It is easy to do this, but the more difficult part is actually to root your Android phone, because there are several hundreds, thousands, millions of Android phones that you might not be able to root because the OEM doesn't support development or give the kernel sources and other limitations in the background. If you want to see how to root Android phone, you can check the video here on the side. If you want to see how to, flash custom ROM, check the video here. Custom recovery, check the video here. And if you want to know how to unlock bootloader, check the video here. Until I see you in the next one. Peace.